Live now. I turn this camera off. All right. Sounds good. Waiting for the guys to get in here. And give me 1 second. Did not mean to invite that person. Yeah, wrong person. All right. Sounds good. Charles is on. Let's get Kudz. All right. Okay, so
Hello.
yeah, hey Charles.
Hey Reggie, what's up?
Good, I'm good, man. I'm good. Bringing Kudzi in now. I think Kudzi is in.
All right.
Yep. So yeah, we're good to go. Let me try it again. He's asking to request again. Accept. I'm just waiting to hear from him now. And okay, sounds good. All right, we're all here. So, uh, Kudzi, Charles, are you guys with me?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, sounds good, guys. First off, my apologies. I know it's been a while. I think a few weeks since we did an episode. This is another episode of RKCM. Where myself, Charles Kudzi, and unfortunately Michael isn't here. He'll be with us. He'll try to be with us next time. We all break down different topics that are, pertaining to the world today. And the topics that we have for all the viewers today is traditional marriage dead, AI versus humanity, and the erosion of privacy. So, I'm your host, Reggie. For all the people who have been supporting the RHTV Podcast Network, thank you so much. You guys all know Charles and Kudzi, and I'll let them have the floor before we move on to our first topic. So, Charles, Kudzi, the floor is yours.
All
All
right.
right.
So,
Yeah, you go, Kudzi.
all right. So, welcome to our live. If any of you are new to our videos, you can check out our YouTube channels for Reggie Haynes in Africa and Too Real for the World podcast. So, basically, what I'm just trying to say is welcome. Charles, you can say what you want to say.
All right. I don't have much to say, but then it's good to be back. Yes, it had been a while since we had our last episode. Hopefully we can continue to make more content.
Okay. So, Reggie, you have anything to say?
Nope, I was just responding to I was just responding to a comment. For those people who don't know, we turn our cameras off so that way it can better the quality. So apologies if you guys can't see us. So yeah, we're gonna go into the first topic, which is traditional marriage dead? Charles, Kudzi, whichever one of you guys want to tackle this one first, the floor is yours.
Kudzi can go first. You have the room, Kudzi. You can go.
Okay, so is traditional marriage dead? So from what we know is traditional marriage would be where you'd have a woman and a man in in a marriage where it's basically supposed to be witnessed by a priest, and that seals the deal. So from what I've noticed in today's times, it's no longer the same where you have a man and a woman within their own marriage. Now, what we have is a change in traditional norms and values. What we have is men marrying men, women marrying women. So, due to time, the line between our actual values and what has happened within modernization, it has blurred. And I'd say new ideals kind of became part of what we call tradition, and it evolved and changed into something else. I would say that we traditional values, traditional marriage it's no longer a thing within today's society. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Anything you want to say, Charles?
Well, personally, what I think on that topic is that the whole when we say traditional marriage, we mean that we mean tradition as in from the location that you're in. Let me try to like elaborate that further. We have our own traditions that we have here in Africa. Then we have traditions that are carried on maybe in Europe or any other parts of the world. So when we say tradition, which part are we looking at for exactly? Are we looking for at where we are right now, that our traditional marriages are dead, or are we looking at it as a whole as a whole?
Kudzi, I think that was for you, brother.
Okay, so Charles, you were saying the last part. You said
which tradition are we looking at? Because different parts of the world have different traditions. Do you agree? Yes. So which traditional marriage are we looking at? Are we looking at court marriages, like white weddings, or like lobola weddings? You know how we do it here in Africa, how we have lobola wedding. Yes. So what type of wedding and tradition are we looking at?
I mean, I would agree with you that there are many variations within traditional values and norms. From my perspective, I'm talking about in let's say something that everyone agrees on, just basically on men and women being married together.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get it. Yes, it has been something that has been normalized now, whereby you have a marriage between two people of the same gender, or I don't know if you guys have come across this. It might be a person marrying something else, something that they deem to be worthy to marry, or something they are connected to, and they actually write it down, and they actually married to that specific thing. So yes, it has been normalized that people do not marry other people of the opposite gender now. It's now sometimes maybe a guy marrying another guy, or a girl marrying another girl, or a person marrying an object, which they deem to be. Yes.
On that specific thing, I've seen people of Japanese culture. Usually you'd see someone marry a body pillow or an AI girlfriend.
So yes, on that note, I do agree with you. It is something that has actually us saying that men should marry women and women should marry men, vice versa. This means this is a tradition that is universal to all other traditions, no matter where you are, right? How it started was men marrying women, but now we have cases of men marrying other men, and and so on and so forth. So yes, I end lavender marriages too. All right, so thank you for the comment. So what I'm saying is, yes, I do agree on our topic matter that there has been a lot of changes in time to our tradition when it comes to marriages.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn to speak on it.
Yep.
Okay, so my thing is to where, is traditional marriage dead? I'm going to say no, because if traditional marriage was dead, that means the whole entire global population would not be doing traditional marriages. And I feel like at the end of the day, people who are still keeping their traditions alive, um, to show respect to their ancestors, the people that came before them, and just their culture. Much love and respect to them. At the end of the day, me personally, I'm a firm believer, men and women, that's it. When you're born a woman, that's what you are. When you're born a man, that's what you are until the day that you die. Right? And when it comes down to you being intimate, you wanting to be with a significant other, I feel like your counterpart should be the opposite sex. So men with women, women with men, simple and plain. As far as people, doing all these different types of marriages that are outside of that, I'm not with it. I don't agree with it. But we live in a world to where people are going to do what they want to do, and that's their deal. And sometimes you can't even, you know, interfere when somebody's already got their mind made up to the fullest. But I will say, traditional marriage is not dead, and I don't feel like it will ever die. I feel like traditional marriage will always be there because we have
Yeah.
a lot of people who definitely, um, hold, their cultures to heart, and they know for a fact they want to keep these cultures alive, for the rest of eternity. So, yeah, traditional marriage, in my honest opinion, is not dead at all.
Mm.
You know,
Another thing that I would like to mention is not only is there a difference between who's marrying who now, there's also another change within marriage roles. You'd see a woman taking up a stand as if she's the man within the relationship rather than the man taking his responsibility. He's the one who's wearing the dress within the relationship. So not only is it a change of gender, but it's also a change in dynamics within
yep,
the marriage relationship. So
a
what
hundred, 100%.
this is basically means that a change in traditional roles
It's
in
it's
the
all it's
marriage
all
relationship.
yeah, because it's all structured. It's all
Yeah.
designed that way. And I can't tell you, and I'm not respect to all the women who I've ever dated, but there's been women who will remain nameless. They try to put wigs and makeup on me, and me, I have to keep my composure and not curse them out or slap their hand away and be like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I was just joking. Don't joke with me like that. I'm a man. I'm a protector. I'm a provider. I am a masculine man. Don't do that." And you have women who they try to blame, "Oh, well, I was abused and this happened to me and I got to do that." But this is what I always say to those women. The past is the past. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have the right to feel what you feel, but don't take out your past on the man who's being respectful to you in the present. If you have issues and you have scars that aren't healed, you shouldn't get involved with nobody else. You shouldn't get involved with anybody, I mean. So, yeah, there are women who, and I know when I was in the UK, I saw a lot of men who were taking the back seat to their women. And it was very disturbing. But you got to realize too, that is westernized culture to the fullest. And that's where I always say, like, look, if I have to be single for the rest of my life, that's fine with me, because I'll be dang if I'll be in a relationship with a woman who basically wants to make it seem like she's the man in a relationship. Absolutely not. I am the leader. I am the provider. I am the man who's going to be the protector. I am the man who's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we have everything that we need in order for us to progress. I think on the last episode we were talking about this. So my
Yeah.
thing is to where, yeah, you do have men who are, I hate to say it, not just metaphorically speaking, but actually speaking, wearing dresses in their relationship. And you have women who are feeling like, yeah, 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 yeah. And that right there is backwards thinking. I'm not telling no woman to be no slave, because there was this actress. I don't even know if I remember her when she first came out in the early 2000s. What's her name? Man or something, like, I forgot. But she was like, "I'm the table. Marriage is slavery." Women who speak like that, don't listen to them. Don't listen to him, because that's a woman who is broken. She's single and she's trying to keep other women single, other women bitter, other women miserable. And we all know the same: misery loves company. So don't listen to those types of people. Men too. If you got a man out here that's trying to tell you that all these women ain't nothing, women are it, all negative things, don't listen to him, because this is a broken man who's trying to tear you down and break you just like they are. I feel like you should listen to people that want to see you happy, want to see unity amongst the households, with our kings and our queens, males and females within the African community, just in case people don't know what I'm talking about, coming together and building, unifying on all accounts, not having any division whatsoever. That's what we need more of. And I feel like we are. I feel like we're on the right path. So all in all, when it comes down to it, yeah, when it comes to the gender roles and stuff like that, we know what roles we need to take on, and the women need to know that as well. But neither party should ever feel enslaved within a unionship or relationship. So that's my take on that one, Chris. Apologies if I was over talking.
No, it's all right. So just to like sum it all up, we're saying that traditional marriages aren't dead, but then we do have some rare and one like small occurrences whereby we have a couple of people going astray from our own traditions. Is that what we're saying? That it's not completely dead, but then we do have some occurrences where people do something that is out of the ordinary.
That is correct. Yes, that's what I agree with that statement. Yes, Kudzi. Kudzi, you agree or disagree with what Charles just said?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I just like to say that for anyone wondering how this happens, it's an issue with socialization and exposure to whichever people that you are around. And from what I've seen, it's exposure to usually feminist activists that push women empowerment. I'm not saying women empowerment is bad. I'm just saying eventually some women end up within the age range of 30 or 40 without a man within their lives. So traditionally, she should have already had kids and a family that she's living with. But currently, because of a change within that tradition, because someone influenced the person, now they are alone. So basically, what I'm saying is outside influence and how you're raised influences your core values of your tradition, affecting your marriage. Yeah, that's all I just wanted to say.
Thank you so much for that, Chris. Thank you again, Charles. And we're going to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is AI versus humanity. Let's get into it. Charles, Kudzi, you guys want to take the floor on this one?
I'll let Charles start.
All right. AI versus humanity. Honestly, AI, right, is good that we're talking about it because honestly, it's been one of the most recurring and the hottest topics out there. Why? Because AI has become something that is a necessity, just like how the invention of the phone became something that is nearly close to the wallet itself, to being something that we use daily and everywhere we are. AI has sort of like been a reinvention of everything that we do, like literally everything. You can literally just anything that you could do here is literally just changed by AI itself. So I just want to ask on this topic, when we say AI versus humanity, what are we saying? Are we saying that AI is taking over jobs, which is something that most people will be talking about right now, or what
Yeah,
are we saying?
yeah, I agree with that.
All right. When it comes to that subject matter, there is no way around it. Honestly, it has, there are certain degrees right now that have been invalid. Why? Because it is very, very easy to just find an AI tool that can just do it for you. Let's take, for example, making a website, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has become so easy to make a website. Do you know how expensive it was to actually have your own website? Like making it, you'd need a lot of different people to program it, to design it, graphics design, a lot of different things that you needed, right? So which meant that about 3, 4, 5 people lost their jobs to one tool, a specific tool that can just make a whole website within minutes, by the way, which is something
Yeah.
that would take at least a month for them to like compile everything that your business does. Let's say we're making a website for a school or something. For people to make that website, it would take them close to a month. But then now, in a matter of minutes, you literally have it due to AI. So yes, when it comes to it being something that is taking over, when it comes to when we're talking about jobs, it completely, yes, it is something that is reinvented everything that we're doing. Some people right now are literally ruling out degrees because they are useless at this point, because AI can just do it in seconds. It can post for you, be it if it's making content, it can make faceless videos, it can do almost everything now. So when it comes to it taking over, it has, and honestly, it's for the better to people who are on the other side using it. People who are on the customer side, it is a good thing. Why? Because unlike me going around looking for people who are going to charge me $500, $1,000 for them to make the website for me, I can just do it myself using AI. So it can be an advantage. It can be an advantage. But to those who went to university to get a degree for like 5 years, and now we just hear that Google can do it in 2 minutes. Yeah, it can take a toll on someone. But then it's the sad truth. From day one, when humans evolved into technology itself, we knew that it was going to be a threat when it comes to the job sector, because its purpose, when you make a robot or when you advance in technology, you're just basically wanting for it to do work for you. So therefore it is eliminating the factor of human intervention. So therefore we saw this coming, honestly, and I do not believe, not saying that people are not hurt by the whole AI issue, but then I do not believe we should be surprised, because we knew this from the start. I don't know if you guys agree.
Yeah, we knew this from the start. I agree with what Charles is saying because I have a friend of mine who was telling me recently that his cousin sister who actually finished university. The moment she finished, I'm not sure what she was studying, she entered a job, and after a month or so, her boss actually told her that we're sorry we have to let you go. Your job has been taken by AI. That's how rapidly this is affecting society and the people that live within it. Someone could study for years thinking that they could be an ICT guy at some job site, but then they could simply do his work by asking the AI to do it for them. That's how easily it's taken their job. So yes, I agree with Charles's statement.
Okay. So for me, AI versus humanity. I'm gonna say this. I feel like AI is a good thing. I use it because, of course, all of us, Charles, Kudzi, myself, even Michael, we're all media people. We do media. But
Yeah.
I will say, being in Africa, being born and raised in the country, has taught me a lot. I know for a fact one thing that will never go away is agriculture. I know another
Mm-hmm.
thing that will never go away is how people build things, how people create using their bare hands.
Uh-huh.
Um, what we call that? We call it. I don't like using the word manual labor. So the thing is to where AI is good whenever you're talking about, making life easier in certain aspects of life, especially if media, especially if promotion, especially if numbers and statistics and different things when it comes in regards to measurements and accounts and money and other things are involved. But when it comes to agriculture, farming, construction, AI can be useful there too. I feel like that is something that even if AI wasn't around, if AI just out of nowhere just became an afterthought, if it all shut down, because there have been days where, hey, electronics just start having malfunctions. There are still different jobs. There are still different things that people can turn to that isn't depending on AI. And that's the good news. So I know that a lot of people have lost jobs. I know a lot of people have lost what they thought were great opportunities. But I
Mm-hmm.
always tell people, like, look, when one door closes, another one opens. So just as many opportunities that AI gives, people, yeah, it takes it away. But I feel like whenever people feel like, oh man, this opportunity is taken away, they have another one that they might not see at that point in time, but eventually they will. So I feel like AI is a good thing, but at the same time, there's other opportunities that don't include AI that are just as good, as the opportunities that these people think that they've missed out on.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I feel like AI versus humanity is playing out right now.
Mm.
Both humanity and AI are going to continue to progress. But we just have to look at the positives rather than the negatives in
Mm.
both aspects, you know.
Mm.
So that's my take on that.
So what you're saying is, to an extent, AI has its uses and has helped people, but then on the
Mhm.
other hand, it has taken their jobs.
Absolutely. But to add on to that, Kudzi, even though
Mm-hmm.
it's taking opportunities, I feel like people are so fixated on, oh man, I missed out on this opportunity, but they're overlooking the fact. Like there was this TV show I was watching, for example, and this family was watching a poll because one of the mother was she was basically running for election, and they were about to announce the winner, and the remote control broke, and everybody started going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest daughter went up to the TV and changed the channel using the buttons that was on the channel, or on the
Mm-hmm.
TV, excuse me, her
Yeah.
hands. The point that I'm trying to make is I feel like sometimes in life people, they see something new and they forget about the old, and they forget, like, oh snap, hold up, this old thing that that a lot of people forgot about is still useful, and I'm good at that. Or I could reteach myself that if I've lost the knowledge that I had pertaining to this particular topic or this particular thing, and
Mm-hmm.
then they can go out there. So yeah, AI has taken away opportunities, but humans have to remember there's tons of opportunities that don't involve AI that are still useful and that can still help them, in life. So that's my point.
Completely understand.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Same here. I agree.
Cool. So anybody else, any topics? And for all the people that are watching live, we thank you so much for tuning in to this another edition of RKCM. Remember, guys, we are going to be releasing episodes every Friday, sometimes Sunday, on the RHTV Podcast Network. And we are about to head into our third topic. Before I do that, Kudzi, Charles, anything you guys want to add?
Nah, I'm good. I'm all right.
Sounds good. Okay, so our last topic is the erosion of privacy. Let's get into it. Kudzi, would you like to go first, or would you like to hand it over to Charles?
No, you can start.
All right. That's all right. Um, erosion of privacy. Um, I feel like it's a growing concern that is most likely related to AI and technology itself. Why?
Yeah.
Because it has become so easy to know what's happening with someone next door now than it was back then. Not because they post a lot. They could be someone who is sometimes restricted, but then because you have, let's say, for example, we take someone who is a little bit more influential, like Mr. Reggie Haynes himself over here. We know his day-to-day life, you know what I'm saying? He may like it or not, but I remember there was this post he made a couple of days ago when he was being captured by paparazzi, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Reggie Haynes. Am I correct?
No, you're wrong, but keep going.
How am I wrong? How am I wrong? Correct me before I move on. Or I'll use a different example.
Thank you.
For using a different example.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you might not want your business to be out there, but trust me, one wrong move or one wrong step, someone could just spread that news out there. And because we are so globalized and interconnected, it's very easy for someone to know what's happening in your life. Maybe um when you don't even want them to know what's going on in your life. So when we say erosion of privacy, we mean that it's become harder to keep what you're doing secret or to yourself. Why? Because everyone has one or two ways to just get that information from you. You get what I'm saying? They could use they could probably use fake accounts to stalk you. Maybe, let's say, for example, you're taking Instagram, for example. I have my account private, but then you never know, someone could just use um a stalker account to try and track what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? Maybe something that you post in your close friends could still go out. So when we say erosion of privacy, we say that as much as AI is diving into every aspect of our lives, it has the risk of literally leaking everything that it has. That's why maybe you have issues with the privacy settings on WhatsApp or on Instagram itself, where you have people literally taking the owners to court about like how were these things leaked. You get what I'm saying? So we do have one or two cases whereby we are told that our stuff here on social media is kept to ourselves, but then we never know if someone out there is literally just going through our stuff when we do not know, when we haven't permitted them to go through that stuff. So the erosion of privacy, it has been a growing concern because of how globalized and how technology has been advancing.
Okay, thank you so much, Charles. All right, Kudzi, you have anything you want to add or
Yeah.
on the topic? On the
So
topic?
on erosion of privacy, I do definitely understand where Charles is coming from. So on what I would like to talk about, it's just a few things on erosion of privacy. So I'd like people to notice that within I usually like to use examples within timelines like the past and present. So what I'm trying to say is within the past, what you had was let's put it in a business example. Um, the only way that the competition could ever know about what you're doing is if you said it out loud on a campaign, or if it was advertised, and then they would adjust their stance in order to basically combat you or move, right? So what I'm trying to say is how exactly privacy has changed is the growing problem of hackers and globalization. So a problem that was apparent was hackers in the past. So information. Basically, if let's say a company wanted to know what their competitors are doing, they would hack into their systems and take all of the information. And that would include the employees, the plans for the future, and basically how much they have within their savings or what they're planning to use. And this doesn't only stick to businesses, this can also be people. Basically, what I'm saying is anyone who works for a certain organization can hack into our mobile devices. Our information could easily be taken, mostly from the sites that we put our information. For example, Netflix or Instagram itself. Basically, what they're looking for is what the data that the site has compacted on the person. This is a problem that hackers have. And what Charles was talking about, interconnectedness. Yes, that very point. It's something we have because of globalization. Because now people are easily connected. You can easily find out what Reggie Haynes is doing because of this live right now, or what Jeff Bezos is doing because someone took a picture of him on a yacht somewhere in the sea and then they posted it on the internet. So the growth of the internet is also another issue that has ruined the privacy of individuals. And another thing I would like to talk about is the fact that people can actually be tracked now, what they're doing, basically if their location is on, or if they
Yeah,
have a
that's
router.
a good one. I wanted to mention that one too. Continue.
If they have a router in the house, did you know that if anyone hacks into it, they can actually know which specific location that you are in as long as you're connected to it. Or they know how many people are within a house if they simply hack into your router. This is how unsafe people have grown because of the growth of the internet and AI. Yeah, that's basically all that I wanted to say.
No, hey guys, thank y'all so much for touching on the topic. What I will say is the erosion of privacy. With my take on it is this: be who you are, no matter if you're being watched or if you're alone. You know, that's how I do it. Have there been times to where I'm sure all of us can say this? You know, we've let our anger get the best of us, our emotions get the best of us. Yeah, we're humans, but at the same time, people are going to see who you are. They're going to see, you know, a different side of you, especially nowadays where everybody's being watched. The thing is to where I feel like we have to understand that when you're being watched, like I said, be who you are. And if you make a mistake, apologize. No guilt, no shame. Progress from there. Now, if it's something that's unforgivable, hey, you know, ain't no way out of that. But I'm talking about just common situations where a person has let their emotions get the best of them. When it comes down to people who are hacking, finding locations, there's always different protective methods that you can use. Because I always tell people, living life in fear is not living at all, but living life prepared and not having fear attached to that preparedness is a great way to live if you feel as if your life can potentially be in danger or your family's life can be in danger or any of your loved ones. So, at the end of the day, yeah, there is a heavy erosion of privacy. But at the same time, if somebody's watching me, stalking me, you know, not giving me, you know, my time, I'm going to make time. I'm going to let it be known, hey, look, I need my privacy. And if you do not respect my privacy, I will have to report it to the proper authorities that you are now along the lines of stalking me, harassing me, and that's not going to be fair. So look, when I go out in public, I'll answer questions. I'll be respectable, of course, as I always am. But we all need our time of peace. We all need our time alone, you know, because, you know, when you're dealing with all these different spirits, all these different people watching you, it can definitely weigh on you. But at the same time, we all have the right to have our own alone time and to be at peace. And I feel like those people who are constantly watching us, they should respect that. And another thing, for those people who are always watching other people's live their lives, take this into account. How can you live your own life when you're so busy watching somebody else live theirs? So that's a question for those people that are always, you know, idolizing watching others. You know, something that you might want to just think about and you know, get back to us next time we come on this live. But that's my take on the erosion of privacy. Just know how to handle yourself, know how to protect yourself if necessary, and everything's gonna be all right. Um, Kudzi, Charles, anything you guys want to add to any of the three topics that we discussed this evening?
Okay,
No, not.
I'll go first.
Okay, Charles, go.
I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we are here to discuss things, but then also offer sort of like a viable solution of what the matters that we're discussing here. We talked about AI versus humanity and how AI is basically taking over. I believe another viable solution is being smart about the situation and actually indulging yourself in AI more. Unlike you being sad about it taking away your job, you can incorporate AI into your job. You can make your job easier for yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? And unlike maybe focusing, let's say you're doing graphics designing, right? You're a graphics designer and you say that AI has literally taken over my job. But then if you learn more about AI and indulge yourself in it, you might find other ways of incorporating that AI to make your own job easier and maybe find way to better whatever result you get from the AI and make it more natural. You get what I'm saying? Because let me tell you this, as much as AI might try, but it will never have that human touch. That is what they're trying to achieve, but then that is very, very difficult to accomplish. Because let me give you an example. Do you know that if you cook food, maybe using an electric or a gas stove, it will never be as good as food that is cooked via natural fire. Do you get what I'm saying? So for you to have that natural touch, you have to indulge yourself in the AI. Do not fight it. The second you fight it, you always be moaning. I'm like, AI did this, AI did that. But then why don't you find a way to learn more about it and incorporate it in whatever business that you're doing, in whatever job that you're doing. So that when they ask you, are you learned in this? You'll be like, yes, and I know my way around it. I know my way around the industry. Whatever industry you choose, AI is always going to be a part of it. So know AI itself, because it has become a part of our lives. You know what I'm saying? So try to find ways to make it help you become better at your skill or your sort of certain certification. I don't know if that is helpful to most people. I'm just trying to say incorporate the AI so that it won't be something that you mourn over, but something that you celebrate knowing how to use.
Thank you, Charles. Well said. Kudzi, you have anything that you want to say or add?
Um. Okay. On our topic on traditional marriage is dead. So basically, what I wanted to say was, people just guard your traditional norms and values. Be careful who influences you and anyone who influences your children. Uh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say on is traditional marriage dead? And the second thing I wanted to say was thank you for watching on live. Maggie and what is it? Is it Dominic? Yeah, thank you for watching on live.
Yes, a shout out to Diaconic Tap Water. I think that is how you pronounce the
Mm.
username. And we also have I saw Joseph. I think that is Alessio.
Mm.
Shout out to them. Thank you for the support. It is good to see you guys interacting with what we're doing. It gives us sort of like motivation to do more and reassurance that what we're doing is actually go to someone else. What we're doing is worth the time that we're putting apart to discuss and help each other.
Mm.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys who have all tuned in to the live and the pre-recorded version of RKCM, be on the lookout for more episodes coming your way only on the RHTV Podcast Network. I am one of your co-hosts, Reggie Haynes. You have heard it here first. For
Mm-hmm.
myself, Charles, and Kudzi. And
Mm.
again, we thank you guys so much for all the support. And we are signing off. Peace and love. Thanks again.
Goodbye.
Thank you.